Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Just going to try to make this full screen here before we start. Okay, so if we haven't met before, my name is Annie. I am a teacher or instructor at Modo Yoga Hamilton in Dundas and Stony Creek. So I'll be leading you through your yoga classes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 a.m. Excuse me, as long as we are in lockdown. So if you were in class yesterday, it was a bit more of like a chill, just sort of stretching class. Today is going to be a little more active, nothing too challenging, but we'll be moving a bit more than we were yesterday. So I'm going to get you to come to lay on your backs. That's where we will start our class. So you just want to have your arms and your legs out nice and wide. You start to get comfortable. And you can plant your feet onto the mat if legs extended doesn't feel great. Palms are facing up to the ceiling. You can always have your feet planted as well. Good. Tuck the shoulders under. Close your eyes. And just starting here by taking just a few deep belly breaths. So in and out through the nose. Just really want to feel your stomach expand, your ribs expand. Try to soften away any tension on the exhales. Breathing in, just creating some space in your body. And breathing out, just letting go of any stress. And try to let go of any thoughts, any distractions around you. Take about 3 more cycles here before we start to move. Good, and then begin to just invite some movement into your fingers and toes. Start to wiggle them around, roll the wrists, circle the ankles. Just waking yourself up. And bring your heels together at the back of the mat. Start to reach your arms overhead, point your toes, take an inhale, full body stretch here. And exhale, just relax. Good, one more like that, deep breath in. And easy breath out. Bring the feet onto the floor. Knees pull into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins and give yourself a squeeze. Good. Back of neck is long here. Keep your thighs hugged in and just start to rock yourself side to side to wake up your back. Maybe bring your hands to your knees. You can start to circle around your lower back here. Just giving yourself a little massage. Waking up those muscles. And then let's bring our feet back down to the mat. You're going to take your right arm overhead. Start to roll onto the right side. And then whenever you are ready, left hand will plant into the mat and you're coming onto your front wide-legged child's pose. So hips to heels, you're going to rest your forehead, walk your hands forward. Good, and just letting your chest really soften toward the mat here. Feel your hips press back and down toward your heels. So as you breathe, just noticing the areas that might feel a little bit tight, a little bit locked up. Shoulders, underarms, chest. Just gonna take about 3 or 4 more cycles of breath here. And spread the fingers out wide, so to press into your hands and come forward into a tabletop position. So knees are beneath your hips, wrists are under the shoulders, fingers are spread wide. On the inhale, begin to drop your belly, lift your gaze, roll your shoulders back, coming into cow pose. And exhale, press your hands, start to round the spine, drop the head right back into cat pose. Good, inhale, lifting up, scooping through your lower back. Exhale to slowly round. Good, head into about 3 or 4 more of those, your breath, take your time. Good, so at the end of your third or fourth, you're just gonna come back to a neutral spine. From there, walk the knees back, curl the toes under, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. So you have this nice upside down V shape here. Feet are about hip distance. And just gently pedal it out. Just feel the backs of the legs starting to open up. And just gently pressing your chest toward the thighs, working your heels closer toward the floor. And take the gaze between your thumbs and just start to walk your feet toward your hands. So feet are about hip distance apart. You want to bend your knees a lot here. Release your head, release your neck. Maybe holding on to your opposite elbows. Give the upper body a gentle sway here, side to side. All right, and release the hands, bring them to your thighs, and just slowly start to press yourself up all the way. Just gonna adjust my camera a little bit. So you're gonna come toward the top of the mat. So ideally you're standing right at the top of the mat, the big toes are together, heels are apart. I'm just gonna turn to face you so you can see. So arms are alongside, roll your shoulders up and then back down. Okay, so from here, take an inhale, reach the arms up overhead. You're gonna bend your knees on your exhale and start to fold forward. Good, find a halfway lift on the breath in. Exhale, heavy head. So turn to the side, so you can see from the side, press into the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now push into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up all the way. And on your exhale, bring your hands back to heart center. And take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Good, inhale, reach up. And soften the knees on the exhale, folding forward. Palms to shins, lengthen the spine, inhale. Heaviest head, exhale. Good, inhale, reaching up all the way. And exhale, hands to the heart. We're gonna do about 2 more of those. Deep breath in, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinging forward. So you can bend those knees as much as you need to. Take a breath in, reach the crown forward. Exhale, fold. Good, deep breath in, lift up. Easy exhale, hands to heart. Last one here, all together, inhale. And exhale. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching up all the way, nice big stretch at the top, and exhale, take your hands to heart center. All right, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Again, stay facing the front of your mat. I'm just gonna turn so you can see. Now you're gonna bring your feet so they're right together. Reach your arms up overhead and interlace your fingers, releasing your index fingers. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Take a breath in, lengthen your spine. And on your exhale, come up and over toward the right, send your hips to the left. You wanna draw your low abs in. On your inhale, come back through center. Exhale, change. Good, deep breath in, lift. Easy exhale, reaching to the right. Good, so we're moving with the breath here. Inhale, find that center line. Exhale, reaching left, hips go right. One more on each side here. Breath in. Breath out. So starting to give it into those intercostal muscles. Inhale. And exhale. Now from here, on the breath in, come back through center. Separate your hands on your exhale. Bend your knees, sit back and down. So you're in a chair pose here. Your inner thighs are squeezing right toward each other. So it's like you have one long leg here. If your shoulders are tight, you can bend your elbows as much as you need to. Good. Bring your hips down a little bit lower with every exhale breath. Core stays active here, so keep drawing the navel up and in toward the spine. You should feel the legs starting to wake up. You've got 3 more cycles of breath. So at the end of your third breath, you're going to bring your hands to heart center and then just start to fold over your thighs. Again, you can bend the knees as much as you need to. Take a breath in, halfway lift, lengthen your back body. Exhale, fold. A little bit different this time. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, plant your hands, step into a downward facing dog. Good. So again, you can walk it out here, give the hips a little sway side to side. And now on your inhale, I want you to come forward into a high plank and then just hold for the exhale. And take a deep breath in, bring your knees down, untuck your toes, exhale, bend your elbows, come all the way to your stomach. On your breath in, start to peel your chest off of the mat, keep the gaze down. Exhale, just soften. So 2 more like that. That's called cobra pose. Inhale, hovering chest, light through the hands. Exhale, lower. So you're using the strength along your spine here. Take a breath in. 1 more time, lift up. On the breath out, press yourself back, tabletop. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward dog. All right, let's lift our heels high. Bend the knees, look forward. Just walk or step to the top of the mat. Take a breath in as you halfway lift. Take a breath out as you fold. Good. Inhale, palms to shins 1 more time. Exhale, bend the knees, plant your hands. You're going to step your left foot all the way back. So left foot back, see how I'm high on the ball of the back foot. So your heel is lifted as high as it can go. Right knee is stacked on top of the ankle. When you're ready, lift the chest and then start to reach the arms behind you. So this is your runner's lunge. Should feel and look like you're about to take off running to the wall in front of you. Stay light through the toes on that right foot, so you're not clenching into the toes, you're pressing down through the bottom of the foot. Right hip pulls back, left hip forward. Get strong through your arms as you reach through the tips of your fingers. Good. Breath in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, come deeper into that lunge. Good. Really fire up those thighs. Now you're going to stay low in the lunge. Start to reach the arms up overhead. So shoulders are stacked on top of hips. Fingers are spread wide. You're trying to reach up toward the ceiling. Still staying low with the legs. Good. Take a deep breath in here. Now on your exhale, start to open up to a warrior 2. So your left foot comes parallel to the back edge of your mat, and your right heel is intersecting the arch of your left foot. Nice low lunge here. Arms come out strong to a T shape. And keep in mind that if you have tight hips, your back foot doesn't have to be parallel. You can turn it in on a bit of an angle. So that's what I usually do. I have a super tight left hip, and that just gives me a little more space to lunge. Good. So hands are stretching away from each other. You want to think about trying to create as much space between your right hand and your left hand. So really reach them apart. And then try to squeeze your shoulder blades together. So feel your upper back activate. Good. Let's flip the palms open. Your right arm's coming down toward the inside of the right knee. Left fingers stretch up. So this is your bent knee triangle pose. Again, so the intention here is to stay in the warrior two stance with the lower body, and you're reaching up, you're lifting up, creating space. You can create sort of a bit of leverage with your right arm and the inside of your right thigh. So pressing arm to thigh, thigh to arm, feel your chest open up. Okay, let's root heavy into the feet. Start to come back up to a warrior two. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Good, one more here, inhale. And exhale. Good, hands come to the hips. Straighten your right leg. Now start to heel toe your left foot in. Just about halfway. Once you're halfway, turn to the front. Lightly step forward. Good, you can sort of shake that out. So I'm just going to turn so my bum is not facing you guys. So again, you're still at the top of the mat. Soften the knees. Start to fold. Good, take an inhale as you halfway lift. And this time on your exhale, you're stepping your opposite foot back. So it's the right foot that comes back. So same thing, get that heel nice and high. Come low into your lunge. You can bring your hands to the top of your thigh if you need help finding your balance. And then reach the arms back behind you. And if you feel like you're tight through your chest and your shoulders, it can feel really nice to interlace your fingers here and just sort of press the knuckles back. And we want the hips to be square here. So you can even bring your hands to your hips and just gently sort of pull your left hip back, your right hip forward, finding that scissoring action for yourself. Good, strong core, lunge. And then staying in this lunge, just the arms come overhead. This is your crescent lunge. So really lift here out of your waist, out of your hips. And engage that right glute. Feel those thighs working for you. Couple more. And take an inhale, reach up. Open to warrior two on the exhale. So right foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat, or the toes turn in slightly. Good, arms up. And in warrior two, you want to be gazing over your front arms. So just over top of the left fingers. Good, every breath in, find a little bit of the lift, find some space. Exhale, lunge. Let's stay here, open the palms, left arm down, right fingers high, triangle. So you've been here before. Again, so it's not about reaching down, it's about lifting up. So you want space between your left side body. Maybe bring the gaze up if that feels okay for your neck. Last few breaths. And root into your feet. Come back up, warrior two. Stay still with that low body. Lunge, 2 breaths here. All right, and take your hands to your hips. Straighten your left leg. This time you're going to turn all 10 toes to that right side wall. So ideally, you want your feet to be parallel. You can also turn the big toes in slightly. Now you don't want to lock your knees out here, so just check in. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. I'm just going to turn to the side again so you can see. So feet are parallel, soften the knees and start to fold forward. So you don't want to come down with a rounded spine like this. Looking for a nice flat back. So if you are rounding, try bending the knees or walk your feet out a bit wider. So we just want to feel this in the backs of the thighs. And just holding forward with every exhale. Creating a little more space in the hamstrings. Take about 3 more breaths here. So at the end of the third breath, take a nice big bend into your knees. Bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale, press up halfway. Exhale, press up all the way. Good, take a breath in here. And a breath out here. Now heel toeing your back foot in, so you're coming toward the top of the mat again. Turn to face the front, step forward. Good time to grab a sip of water here. We're going to start to transition down onto our backs. So to do that, let's take feet hip distance at the top of the mat again. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, look up. Bend the knees a lot. Exhale, start to fold. Good, deep breath in, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step into a downward facing dog. Good, so we're gonna do one more of those little vinyasas here all together. Inhale, high plank, come forward. Just hold for the exhale. Good, take a deep breath in. Bring your knees down, untuck your toes. Exhale, bend the elbows. And again, cobra on the inhale, hovering chest and hands. Exhale, soften. You've got 2 more just like that. Breathing in and breathing out. Last one, inhale. On your exhale, this time you're just gonna press back, hips to heels, child's pose. Let's take a few easy breaths here, right into your lower back. Let your chest soften toward the floor. Spread the fingers out nice and wide. Good, and make your way forward into a tabletop position. You're gonna sit onto either hip. Plant your feet. So feet are about hip distance apart. You can either reach your arms forward here or hold on to the backs of your thighs, up to you. Draw your belly in, and then just start to lean back just to the point where you feel your abs engage. So you're welcome to stay here. This is sort of a modified boat pose, or you can play with lifting one shin up. You can play with lifting both shins up. If that feels like a lot, hands to thighs. You can even just tap your toes down onto the mat, and then maybe come back up. So this is a good one for working on core strength. You want to draw that belly in. If you're feeling this in your low back at all, just come back up a bit, or you can place a cushion underneath your low back. Okay, so abs hug up and in. Just make sure you're breathing here. We're going to hold this for 4 cycles of breath. Two more. At the end of your last breath, bring your hands to your thighs. Step your feet onto the mat. Just lift up, nice tall spine. And then you can just roll yourself right back. Hug your thighs in. Okay, just a little more core work before we finish today. Let's start to lift the shins up to a tabletop position. So knees are stacked on top of hips. Take your hands to your thighs, draw your abs in. Take a breath in. On your exhale, press hands to thighs, thighs back to hands. Good, so you want to be mindful that you're keeping your knees stacked on top of your hips, so try not to let them creep toward the chest. You're breathing through this and you're pushing the entire time. So ideally, you'll start to feel a shake through your abs here. Good, keep breathing, keep pressing, embrace that shake for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, step the feet down. Bring your feet about mat distance apart. Toes are turned out. You should be able to touch the backs of your heels. So your palms are pressing into the floor. We're gonna get into our glutes, hamstrings, and also stretch out the abdominals here. So you're gonna lift your hips just to a hover. I'm sure you've done this before in the gym. Take a breath in from here, and on your exhale, squeeze your glutes, start to lift your hips up. Breath in, hips come down just to a hover. Exhale, engage your glutes, your hamstrings, lift the hips up high. Good, breath in, lower down to a hover. Exhale, lift. Head into 5 more of those. That slow and steady pace, you're moving with your breath. So at the end of your 5th, just carefully start to roll yourself down. Keep your feet mat distance and just sway your knees side to side. So next time that your knees fall over to the left, just let them land there. You can tee the arms out or cactus the arms. Turn your gaze to the right if that feels okay. And back through center, knees to the right, and gaze to the left. And make your way back. Sort of recenter your hips. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And now just start to extend the soles of your feet up to the ceiling. And maybe roll the ankles out here. And point, flex the toes. It's about 4 or 5 breaths like this. Bend the knees, straighten the legs. And then just one by one, step the feet down onto the floor. Bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall open. Just find a comfortable place for your arms. You can bring them alongside or reaching up overhead. Try to let go of any tension here, anywhere where it feels like you're holding on or gripping or clenching. An option to stay like this, or start to extend your heels to the corners of the mat, bring your arms alongside. So just the way that we started this morning. Just make any adjustments so you are nice and comfortable. And just taking some easy cycles of breath before you head back into your day. I apologize, they're shoveling snow just outside the window, so hopefully you can't hear it. It's bad timing on their part. So thank you for coming this morning. It was so nice. I love starting my day like this. Thank you for showing up. I am here next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday is going to be at 7:30 a.m. Just because I have another teaching conflict. And then Wednesday, we're back to 8 a.m. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Happy New Year. I know this is like the lamest joke ever, but like see you next year. And have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Annie.
You're welcome, Brett. See ya.